Hi. Thank you for attending today's reading. Let's begin. I have long hair and I'm average woman's height. You know where it's coming as I'm writing this in the store. 2 people already asked me, Mama, you in the queue? So as I was turning around to look in their confused eyes, I responded with my manliest, deepest voice, no. It was worth $12 to go outside my basement, lol. End of story. Next story. What it's like to live in a family of mafia. Well, I would like to start my story by saying that this is based on true events, but some parts are changed and or might not be named for privacy purposes and legal purposes. Before talking about my life, I would like to give a brief history of my family. My family is the biggest group of mafia in my country, which will not be named. My family is divided into 4 pillars. They each have their own thing they control. My great-grandfather was an ender of one of the pillars. I recently knew about this. They came to my country before it was independent. They took a considerable amount of land under their rule. They took control of many villages and land all around the country. But they tormented the people living there, and they took money from them for protection. After the independence of my country, the members of my family became part of the high society, politics, entertainment industry, having big companies, and such. And as things were going, the government tried to destroy some part of my family, but they couldn't do much as many members of my family were leaders in different sectors of the government and military. My grandfather was the elder for a long time and was getting pretty old. That's why he was thinking of letting one of my uncles and my dad be the next elder. My eldest uncle didn't have any intention of becoming an elder. He fled the country to avoid my family. My second uncle also had no intention of becoming an elder, but he stayed in the country. My grandfather was disappointed in him, my second uncle, and kicked him out of the family and said that he will not inherit anything from the family. And lastly, my father told my grandfather that he will only be an elder after my grandfather, dies. My father took care of everything in the family as an acting elder. My grandpa was happy with my father and gave everything he owned to my father in his will. Some years later my elder brother was born, but he was killed shortly after his birth by my father's enemies. And somebody tried to kill my mother as well, but they failed as my dad's bodyguard saw and stopped them. My mother was in a coma for several months. My father was furious after hearing this news. He told his men to find out who did this. After a long time and a lot of hard work, my father got the news of who did it. The news was devastating to him, because the people he called family were the ones who did it. Members of the other pillars were the ones who did it. My family got so big that the pillars became other families. Everyone from my family was super powerful and were millions, billions. My father had 8 siblings, 2 brothers and 6 sisters. My father loved his sisters and trusted them with all his heart. 2 years after my elder brother's death, I was born. My father was so happy that day. He decided to make me the next heir to one of the pillars when I become 20. Well, guys, I will be ending my post here for today. And this is just the beginning. I will be looking forward to your comments. And I will be posting another part of the story tomorrow. End of story. Next story. My sleep paralysis demon asked me, where the fuck am I hiding the tackies? I had a sleep paralysis. I don't even know if you can call it a nightmare, but I was in sleep paralysis and I have curtains around my bed, so this motherfucker head is coated in razor wire with slits on his head. So the wire aligns on his head. He pulls up the curtain and said, "Yo, fat motherfucker, where the hell Are you hiding the tackies, chubby bitch? So this motherfucker cup check me and I wake up but my balls still hurt to high hell. Part 2 Children https www.reddit.com/r/stories/comments/jazz7uf/my_sleep_paralysis_core/UTM_medium equals Android_app and UTM_source equals share. End of story. Next story. My weird and very sleepy day. So today, I woke up at 7 a.m. in my chair. I then fell back asleep and woke up at 9 a.m. My left foot was numb. I woke up my left foot and fell back asleep. Then I woke up at 11 a.m. and my right foot was numb. I woke that up and actually got up. I went downstairs and had some Pop-Tarts bites and some Oreo milk, homemade, and apparently took the wrong medicine. I have ADHD, so I have to take medicine. I am supposed to take my medicine that helps me focus, but accidentally took my sleep medicine. You know what happens next. I suddenly feel tired about 2 hours later. I went and took a nap. I went to get up at 3 p.m. and I still felt tired. Then I fell back asleep and woke up at 4 p.m. still tired. Then I woke up at 5 p.m. and got up, still tired, but I went downstairs and had dinner. For dinner, we had leftover spaghetti and meatballs from last night. I also had some applesauce and more Pop-Tarts bites afterwards. I was still tired, so I went and sat on the couch, munching on Cheez-Its for a bit, looking at Reddit. Eventually, after a while, my friend annoyed the shit out of me to get on Xbox to talk. So I went to get up, and I was a little bit tired but could still walk with ease. After some raging and etc., here I am now, still feeling lightheaded. End of story. Next story. Meeting a band by being pulled from the audience to perform. So this is kind of a funny story. I was in my senior year of high school. I had managed to extend my summer vacation to October and was feeling pretty good. So I got tickets to see a band I liked and had somehow managed to convince one of my female classmates to go with me. I was kind of in known unknown at school. I had transferred in for my senior year but knew a lot of people there. So I wasn't really in any social circles but I got along with everyone. Most of my free time was spent in the gym honestly. So getting this girl to go out with me was pretty awesome. So we get to the show and sit through the opening bands and finally they come on. So they play like 3 or 4 songs before they take a break. So during the break I got up and one of the roadies was a guy my dad knew and recognized me and told me that one of the band members was too drunk or high to go on and remembered I had played a little and asked if I could fill in. I thought this was a joke and half expected Ashton Kutcher to pop out at me or something. So my date is wondering where the fuck I am and I'm given a quick intro to the band and told that they just need me for one song and they can take it from there. So I get up, play, and it wasn't that complicated of a song to play. So after that I just got off the stage and went back to my seat. It wasn't a big venue, maybe like 200 or so people. After I'm back in my seat her attitude totally changed. And back at school she wouldn't shut up about how I got pulled to play on stage and it was so cool. And how did I know them and 1,000 other questions. I figured out she wasn't as cool as I thought and just ignored her until she moved on to somebody else. But for about 2 or 3 weeks I was gossiped about in a good way. End of story. That is all for today. If you want to support my automated channel, feel free to drop a like and subscribe. See you tomorrow.